Hey, everybody, we are back, and we are back to do a quick episode of After the Impact. We are here basically at 10:15. Now, if it's a pay-per-view, of course, we will turn this into a prediction show, which we will do next week for Against All Odds. But otherwise, we just pretty much chat about the show we have just watched. So that is what we're going to do. Again, won't keep you very long tonight, probably about 20 minutes or so, and we'll get out of here. So just a little show we do to discuss what just went on, things maybe we're looking forward to the most, and we will score the show as well. So looks like we've got Derek, we've got Dylan, we've got Khalid, and we've got James. And of course, this is non-PG. So as you can see, James is bringing out the F-bomb.
Yes. Why not?
Let's fucking go. Yes. And I could even do it now too, because my wife and kid aren't here to hear me. So
There
I
you
can
go.
curse. There you go. Dylan says, hey, James. All right. Let's get into it, Jeff, and I guess we'll score the show first, and you guys can all do the same if you haven't done so already. So let's do that. What do you think of the show? What score do you give the show this week?
I'm going to give it a solid 9. I thought there was a lot going on, a lot of follow-up and new things for following Slammiversary, leading up to Against All Odds and, whatever's coming next. I thought it was a fantastic show, and we got a lot of really good matches, I thought too. So yeah, I was excited with this week's show.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it started off with Honor No More and ended with Honor No More. So, again,
Mhm.
obviously, there is going to be a focus on that group, and rightly so. A lot of good athletes there, and they really tore it up tonight. So, yeah, I'm going to agree with you. Very enjoyable show. We didn't know what we were getting. We only got 3 matches listed, and one of them was the ATI match. So we didn't really know what we were heading for. And even the thing with Josh and Diener had a big lead up because of the whole thing with Joe Doring. So, and a big fracas that brewed in front of that match. So that got us excited for what we're going to see with the championship match. And so yeah, I'm going to give it a 9 as well. I think it was very good, very entertaining. We even got a sign. We got Johnny Swinger and Zicky Dice. We got Shark Boy tonight. We got a lot of good stuff tonight. A lot of people out there, and we got some more on the women's side of it that's going on. Looks like Gisele might substitute for Madison Rain if Gisele can beat Rosemary next week. So they might end up being a tag team. And of course, the match with Mia Yim and Chelsea Green was a great match. It was an absolutely great match. So, yeah, great show. I'm going to give it a 9 as well. Very, very entertaining. A lot of things leading up to the pay-per-view, which is it's 2 weeks away. Yeah, 2 weeks away. So, no, is it 2 weeks? It might be. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days.
9 days.
9 days away. So next week, this time, we have another go home show that we're going to have to do for Against All Odds. So, but yeah, it was a very enjoyable show. Really, really enjoyed it. 9 for me as well. 9 for James. 9 for Sean. Right now for me, it's 3:15 a.m. Yeah, Khalid, I think James Chadwick feels your pain. He's 5 hours ahead of us too. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Wow, you're even more.
Where are
Damn.
you?
Yeah, Khalid, where are you? 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. No, he's 5 hours too. 11,
Okay.
15. Yeah, 5 hours too. So you're right around, you're in the same same boat as James. Dylan says a 9 as well. So it looks like a lot of 9s. Everybody enjoyed the show. So that's awesome. Very,
Good.
very cool. All right. Tell us in the chat what stood out to you most tonight, and we'll do the same. So, what got you excited about tonight's show? And then we'll go there, and then right after that, we'll go to what we're most looking forward to come next week. Which we got a lot of matches announced for next week's
Man.
show. Listen, next week's show, Jeff, could be a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, the matches we're getting could be a pay-per-view. So, all right. So, Jeff, go ahead. I'll start with you. What stood out for you most tonight for tonight's show?
There were a couple things that really stood out to me, but
Derek.
um, seeing the the direction of the knockouts division stood out for me because you've got some layers now with some different things. You've got the Mia and Chelsea thing. You've got Deanna and Mickey again, which I'm all for.
Yeah,
Tasha and Jordan and Savannah and that triangle. There's just a lot going on right now in the knockouts division, and I think this is the time that they're really going to start to elevate and show people that they're the best division in women's wrestling. Period.
agreed. Agreed. Do you think if they go back to Mickey and Deanna, you think Mickey puts over Deanna this time?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so too.
yeah,
Yeah, I think so too. Mickey's wardrobe malfunction. Uh, yeah, yes. Like David Letterman used to do. Derek Wood, shocker. Um, yeah, great point by Jeff. I think for me, it was the the coming out party for Honor No More.
mm,
You didn't really kind of see that coming because it wasn't like they dominated at Slammiversary. So the fact that they came out, and to me, when they first started the show, I thought, here, they're kind of here they go again with they're kind of bitch a little bit and moan and complain, and then they're just going to get beat. That didn't happen. So the direction they're going with that, Jeff pointed it out during the show. They're really making them. It makes you feel like they're really making them go in a different direction here, and it's going to be one of importance and could be one of dominance.
yeah,
We might really start to see them turn around and start to win a lot more
yeah,
than what we had seen before. So that stood out for me. Of course, yeah. The thing with the women's division, where that's going to go, I still think Savannah. There's something going to happen, I think, with Savannah, and maybe that happens during that match. But I still think Savannah and Tasha are going to get into it at some point because
yeah, yeah.
it's got that same thing, Shawn Michaels Diesel thing going for it,
Hmm.
and you just know that the bodyguard's going to turn eventually on almost like Wardlow too and MJF. That kind of whole thing going on, I think, between them two, and that's gonna take a turn for the worst, I think, at some point. Um, so yeah, it was a great match from start to finish. We got some funny stuff. We got some great matches. The Chelsea and Mia Yim match was one of my favorites of the night. We got Josh in Violent by Design, and now he's going to run the gauntlet. The other thing could come from that is, where's Eric Young?
Yeah.
What's going on with Eric Young? We'll see. Some people are saying maybe he's taking some time off, maybe he has an injury. Nothing we really heard about, but we'll see. Is Eric Young maybe going to change his character up a little bit? And something coming from the other thing too is, where the heck is Havoc? Havoc's been going. We haven't seen her, so that was kind of a story that Rosemary and them were talking about, and of course the tag team champions now with Taya Valkyrie. So lots of interesting stuff happening. A lot of dynamics going on with Impact Wrestling. So, and don't forget that little inference with PCO, and don't forget about that, because
Yep.
they stuck that in there for a reason. Then they kind of went on, but they stuck that in there for a reason. So, don't be surprised if there's some little, in that. You kind of have to plant seeds like that with factions, where somebody isn't so happy with what's going on. So don't forget that too.
Yeah.
All right. Derek saying Batista and Triple H, Mickey did a good Madonna impersonation. Would Impact benefit from 2 hours instead of 90 minutes? It's commercials, Unbroken. You can't really do much about that. The deal that they have with Access TV, you have to have ads. So I don't think that. I don't know. I think personally, I think it's okay the way it is, Jeff. I think it's just right. I don't think you need to add time to the show.
No, I don't think you need to add time to a show because then you get stuck in no man's land in terms of, things being stale and stagnant. So,
Yeah.
so no, I don't think you need to add time per se. Plus I think if they used BTI a little bit differently, not so much as of a recap the entire show, but
Right.
if they used it, to really advance storylines and to do some more promos on there and maybe two matches instead of one, that's a possible fix to that. Um but yeah, I think keeping it where it is is probably fine.
I wouldn't mess with a good thing, especially with time. Time can be a killer for a wrestling show. We've all seen that with Raw.
Mhm.
You get to a point where it's too much is too much. So, what's next for Ace Austin? Good point. I'm not really sure where they're going to go with Ace next. Does he? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point he challenges Josh for the title
Yeah.
as well. So, all right. So now we will go to the future. We talked about the present. We'll go to the future. What are we most looking forward to? You guys all saw the matches we're going to get next week on the on just a regular show,
Yeah.
and also, of course, we got the match announced between Josh and Doring. We also got some matches announced in the Knockouts division. So there's things going on. What are you guys most looking forward to from next week and another big week for Impact because you've got Thursday the show on Thursday, and you've got the pay-per-view on Friday. So it's going to be a big weekend for them. And they're, listen, they're going right up against the heavyweights. They're going right up against WWE. They're going right up against AEW on Friday with that show. And then, of course, WWE's Money in the Bank is the next day. So what are you guys most looking forward to? Jeff, go ahead, man. I'll start with you. What are you most looking forward to next week from Impact? And whether it's the show, whether it's the pay-per-view, what are you looking forward to most?
I'm looking forward to that 10-man tag match because I'm petty and I want to see if the Good Brothers can be trusted.
Mm,
That's what I want to see. Does anyone turn on anyone?
good point.
That's what I want to see next week. And then obviously we're getting some really strong matches. The other thing that I'm really looking forward to is is Frankie Kazarian, Chris Saban,
Yeah,
the rematch. That's I'm so looking forward to that match. So yeah, there's a couple things, but that match in particular on next Thursday, that's the one that has me the most intrigued.
I damn well want to know what this match is going to be between Sammy and Moose. I'm gonna have to watch the YouTube videos of it and see what kind of mess this is absolutely gonna be.
Yeah.
Um, we all kind of figured that they weren't done with one another, and yeah, Moose came right out and took Sammy out tonight. Sammy got fired up, went to Gail Kim, and told her that he wants this match, which I've never heard of. I had to look it up to find out what it was. Weapons all around the ring. One side of it is a steel cage. It sounds like an absolute mess. So I want to see what's going to happen with that for sure. Yes, the Frankie Kazarian and Chris Saban match will definitely be match of the night. And we've seen Impact shows in the past where we've seen matches that were what we would say were 5-star matches. We've seen a few of them over the years of doing this. This could be one of those matches.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you're getting it on just a regular show. It's not a pay-per-view. And we've done it before. It was Josh and in that Iron Man match that he had.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are the two things that I'm probably looking forward to the most. I'm curious with Gisele and Rosemary. I kind of think that Giselle's probably going to win because she has to get that to get herself in with the influence. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, obviously Rosemary, it's not going to matter too much to her to lose a singles match, but I'm curious to see how they work that and how that goes.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange House of Fun matches. Yeah, that's right up your
Right
alley,
up James'
James.
alley.
Yes, that is right up your alley. That's going to be a big bloody mess for sure. Jay White and Alex Shelley. They announced that. RK Shuttlesworth? Did they announce that, or is that just a fantasy thing you want to see? Mickey should hire 2 security guards. I think I have some guys in mind. Yes, I'd be up for that. Yes. I think she's got plenty of security with the guy that she happens to be with, which I wouldn't want to mess with. So, yeah. For a while, Violent by Design was the more dominant faction. Could we see a feud where Honor No More could challenge Violent by Design on who's the more dominant group? I don't think Violent by Design would take that lightly. They would have to change Violent by Design to faces. I don't know, and maybe that's what's going on with Eric Young. Maybe Eric Young is going to come back changed. Maybe he'll do a face turn. We'll see. I don't know. You never know. You never know. They had 5-star match they had. RK Shuttles. Oh, okay. Jay White and Alex Shelley. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. Jay White. Well, we saw that not that long ago.
Yeah, that was a multiverse.
Yeah. The multi. Yeah. We saw that not that long ago. Yeah. I mean, they're both great. So, I mean, not surprising whatsoever.
Well, before the multiverse matches, I forget.
Yeah.
We did see that match.
Yeah. Wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. So again, I'm not going to keep you very long tonight. We wanted to get out of here because we're going to have a busy week next week. Now, remember, just for the weekend. So nothing on Sunday. We won't be doing our wrap-up show because a lot of people are going to be watching the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. So enjoy that if you are going to watch it. We'll probably chat about that a little bit during the Impact pre-show next week. Everybody will have to tell us how it was. If you watch it, enjoy it. Obviously, enjoy SmackDown tomorrow. Enjoy Rampage tomorrow. That's a go-home show in itself for the pay-per-view, so it should be pretty good. Otherwise, thank you all for coming out. We really appreciate it. Again, this show next week will be turned into a prediction show for the pay-per-view. So we'll come on, we'll do the same thing. We'll give our scores, we'll go over things a little bit, and then we'll go into the predictions for Against All Odds, which is, of course, the next day. So a lot of streams for us next week. We will have Impact again this time next Thursday. We will have the stream for Against All Odds on Friday. We will have a stream for Money in the Bank on Saturday, and then we will do our wrap-up show, which we're going to need to because we're going to have a lot to wrap up next Sunday. So we'll have that as well. So busy weekend coming up for us next week. All righty, we're going to let you all go because I know it's late for a lot of you. Some of you, it's very early in the morning for some of you. So we're going to let you get out of here. And thank you for coming out. Really appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys. Make sure you hit a like on the stream for us tonight before you leave. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so. Share the video with anybody you know that might want to check Impact out for the first time in a while. And also hit that notifications button so you can be notified on when we have future content. All right, we are out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Enjoy the wrestling tomorrow, and enjoy the pay-per-view on Sunday. And hopefully, we will see you all for our next show. Be kind to one another, stay safe, and hopefully, we will see you all soon. Good night, everybody.